North Carolina has paid out more than $9 billion in unemployment claims since the pandemic first started. A lot of that money coming from the federal Pandemic Unemployment Compensation Fund. Coronavirus has left a lot of people with a lot of questions and sometimes nowhere to turn, which is why we have two experts available to you tonight to help you navigate that process from unemployment to getting a new job. Marie-Amélie George is a law professor at Wake Forest University. Chris Rivera is the executive director of Guilford Works. If you have a question, this is how you get it to us. Text the question to 336-379-5775. Okay, first and foremost, today North Carolina released that the new $300 weekly federal unemployment benefit, they are now ready to start handling that. So Marie-Amélie, start us off talking about what does that mean? What do folks need to do?
So it depends on whether you're already receiving unemployment or whether you haven't yet applied or your application hasn't yet been approved. If you are receiving unemployment benefits, either through the state unemployment benefits or through the federal pandemic unemployment assistance, North Carolina will add the $300 weekly supplement to your payments. And these are the extra $300 is for the weeks between December 27th through March 13th. If you haven't yet applied for unemployment, keep in mind that the state is waiting for guidance on, if you haven't yet applied for unemployment, it should be included. If you had unemployment and your benefits have expired, the state isn't sure how to add the extra 11 weeks that the federal bill allows you to have. And so it's not quite ready to start processing those claims yet.
Okay, so that will be the delay in that, but it will then be retroactive from what I understand. Is that right?
Absolutely. Once the state can start processing those additional 11 weeks that you're entitled to from the federal bill, then you will get all of the ones to which you're entitled going back to December 27th.
Okay, and Chris, there is something very different about these unemployment benefits than were in the first round of unemployment benefits.
Yeah, specifically for the $300 supplemental benefit, this round, this will be applicable to anyone who is collecting any form of unemployment. So if you're receiving, PUA or Pandemic Unemployment Assistance, the PEUC and/or state unemployment, you would be eligible to receive the $300 supplemental benefit through March the 13th. It should also be noted that for individuals that are pending the adding of those weeks and to receive those benefits, once you have applied, you really need to continue to do the certification to maximize the number of retroactive pay and benefits that the state will pay or give you.
And when you say certified, that's what you do every single Sunday, correct?
That is correct. It is the weekly certification.
So without that weekly certification, you can't be paid.
Yeah, absolutely. So each week you certify that you were eligible, you were still unemployed or working reduced hours. You're certifying that you have looked for work, you were able and willing to accept work. There are new questions in there asking about have you attended training, COVID-related layoffs and things like that. I believe they've added questions around, were you unable to work because you have to stay at home with children and things like that. But in order for you to receive your benefit amount for the previous week, you do have to certify that on a weekly basis.
Okay, so we have several questions that are now coming up because of what we just kind of started to talk about. So we may have to reiterate a few things. So this first person is asking, my PUA ended. Does this mean that I need to reapply?
Yes, I'll take a stab at that one. So in the event that the individual or the viewer's unemployment exhausted prior to the expiration of the previous legislation, and that was on December 26th, they would need to go in and reapply. Individuals who had balances on the books, I'll call it that, at the expiration of the previous legislation, those benefits will pay out. But anyone who had exhausted benefits would need to submit a new claim for consideration of this new continued assistance act.
Okay, and then so this person is saying, do you have to reapply to get the 11 weeks? And then the answer again is yes, you do.
Yeah.
Okay, we want to make sure that it's very, very clear that you do have to reapply. If you have exhausted your benefits, you do need to reapply. If you are already getting benefits right now, it will just happen.
Happens a good word, yes.
Okay.
For all indications for what we understand, individuals who were receiving benefits and they had a balance on those benefits at the expiration of the previous legislation, those benefits have begun paying out. The $300 supplement is being added to those. The state is still awaiting guidance per Mariana Lee's guidance here for guidance on how to fully implement those 11 weeks for people who had exhausted and are applying under this new round.